Hey there everyone, this is Life. Welcome back to my playthrough of Etrian Odyssey 3. Today we are going to quickly do Narmer a few times, and then we're going to start exploration of the 4th floor. So the first, 3 minutes is going to be this. Let's go ahead and go with the Swallow's Cowrie, because that gives you the most variety in your choices. Send Gandra to the back. Well, I don't want Gandra in the back, really. We'll put Gandra in the front, Kira in the front, Alma in the front, and Zara in the back. Vincent's already a little bit ahead, so it's okay that he continues to be ahead. Just bring the tactics with us and begin. Essentially, you'll arrive at the place and you'll fight the boss with the prescribed ally unit. Now, Kirikaze is an interesting ally unit, and he'll just Bujin into the other spot and take the other spot for you. If you summon something or get that spot before he does, he won't take it. But otherwise, if he's faster, he'll take it. So beware of that. This is Margociano. He is an interesting boss. To get his conditional drop, you need to kill him with his arms bound. Not exactly easy to do. Let's use Provoke and fling all the fire. The Kirikaze has taken the liberty of taking the other spots. That's fine. Kirikaze is going to get healed by Royal Veil. That's awesome. And we attack some more. Now, Gandra is going to be our powerhouse as well as Zara this run. Due to Gandra having that new weapon called the Palish. The Palish is going to be a very useful weapon. It's going to really help on fighting this boss if she hits with hits. She will hit with it more often than not. He's kind of evasive. He's not that evasive. There, see, now we do 44 damage with Gandra and 14 with Kira. Now, before Kira was the powerhouse, now Gandra is the powerhouse. So let's continue spinning as much TP as we can. It will be restored to full at the end of the battle, so there's no need to worry about that. So just use all of the attacks, and you'll be fine. So I think we got this fight on lockdown. Yeah, we totally have this fight on lockdown. He's gonna die in just a few more turns. As I said, this fight doesn't take too long. You can do this fight around level 4, 5, 6. It's really the first boss you can do that's actually a boss, but he's not, super bossy. And we get his Slashing Nail, and we win the game, essentially. Not really. We've returned. We must defeat. Yes, we have. Thank you. And he's going to give us a triple script, which is going to be Murmuryukin, which isn't Mumioken. Or Mumyukin. Mumukin. It's gonna be Mumukin. It's a interesting attack. It can be very useful, kind of, but I find difficulty finding applications for it. It does stab damage, unlike Cross Slash's cut damage. Oh, that's their official thing. This is cut damage, that's stab damage. Okay, cool. So it's not exactly the same, but I like using it when there's lots of weak enemies around, and there's not very many situations where there's lots of weak enemies around, so at least not until a little bit later. So it's useful in a little bit, but not for long. I'm going to do Marno Shirno a few more times, or Marno Shirno, or whatever his name is. I'm going to do him a few more times off screen. I'm going to see you guys in a little bit. So here we go. We get Plux's records. Now, this is a very important item to get for your Zodiac, because it's a 2 tech 2 TP. You're gonna use this for a long time, because it's really doesn't get much better than this until later on. So, use it. It gives you I don't know, 7 TP, and it's useful. Do I need any other reason? It gets Gandra to 10, we're gonna get Monarch March to 2, and we're gonna get Albert's Mace. Really? If I'm honest, Monarch March to 2 is gonna be good enough for a long time. We'll just slowly level it up as we go. We're gonna get it to 10 before the end of the second stratum, but for now, 2 is awesome. Even 3 or 4 is awesome. Because we don't have a lot of health to heal anyway, so we can just heal it off even a little bit. And we're gonna have that Triumphant Cry boost too, so we're not gonna run out of HP that fast. I'm not gonna do any more of that, because that's just dumb. Let's see if anyone else leveled. Alma got a level, that's another level into Provoke. To unlock Parry and Magic Parry, that's great. Nobody else really gained a level of significance. We did get Albert's Mace, which is a useful mace to replace this Mechano with. It's actually kind of weak compared to that hit mace that we unlocked the previous episode, but it inflicts ice and will allow you to essentially get the Claw Trimps item for free. I'm gonna go to the Synodus and pick up the mission before I forget. Sounds like another good plan. She mentions Kadra by name. Lavin's being choked with explorers in the depth of the first stratum. To correct that, she's issuing a mission to help guilds to slay a certain monster, and the people who do that can move on. And that's all there is to that one. Synodus is not gathering explorers aimlessly. There is a purpose to it. There is something that we hope you can claim for us in the Undersea Realm beyond the first stratum. To challenge those depths requires more than a journeyman's skill. Also, it would be a suicide run. Thus, you do assign these ordeals to explorers to test their worthiness. See if you can best the giant catfish Narmer, guardian of the 4th floor. The ideal outcome would be to defeat Narmer and see what lies beyond. Fortune go with you. So as an example of what I said before, Albert's mace can be used to get the Claw Trimps item for free. Essentially because the club does ice damage and the guy will give conditional regardless of how you deal with that ice damage. You'll get the red tail every time, so just remember that. Well, it looks like I guessed the location of this door correctly. This is the mine point. And we go this way. Now, this is the only floor where I'm not mapping the river as walls. So I need to remember that. Double Scylla Crab set. Impossible. I really don't feel like flinging elements at them. They're not that hard to defeat. They just take a while, if I'm honest. Hang on, I can make this even easier. Something I've been doing off screen, and maybe you might have caught me doing it, is that I'm going to be switching Gandra to the back row so that she's less likely to be targeted. And then she gets targeted anyway, but that's okay, because we can deal back there. And if you accidentally do that, she'll still heal Gandra. Brilliant. Except that you got hit again. Okay. No, switch. Switching is a very difficult task. Not really. It's not supposed to be. I'm gonna defend with Zera because we don't want her getting completely mauled by Scylla Crabs. And this time, instead of spamming the switch command, we leave her back there, and suddenly, fight's even easier. Sometimes that switch command can be really useful for putting your prince/princess in the back row, just so that they can get their royal veil off. This is really not that useful in the first stratum when the royal veil is what really matters, but later on it becomes kind of a worthless tactic. Switching does still have its uses later on, it's just not as noticeable and are easy to think about while you're fighting at the same time. Another river that goes on for who knows where. Does this and goes there. Okay. As you admire the crystal clear brook in the lush forest, looking closely, there's a small crab stuck between the rocks. We're going to get free. The crab is well within reach if you would like to reach out and attempt to rescue it. Attempt to move the large rock and to liberate the poor crab, but no matter how much strength you apply, the rock in the stream just won't be moved. Despite your concern for the poor trapped crab, you can do nothing. You leave, vaguely dissatisfied. This is a strength check, if you will. And 15 strength is not enough. And 12 strength is not enough, 8 strength is not enough, and 6 strength is definitely not enough. So in order to get past this, you either need A, a gladiator, B, an arbalist, or C, these nice things called power rings. We might need, not on her, on her. So we equip these power rings, we're going to get to 20 strength, and that's going to be enough to free the crab. The large rock gone, the newly freed crab moves down the river until it's gone from view, and under the rock you notice a medicine bottle and a leather bag that someone must have dropped. You keep this stupendous medicine, serendipitous, pardon me, medicine as a boon granted by fate before leaving the area. That was a pretty good word right there, serendipitous. I can't believe they would put that up. Let's just get armor back on you, because you kind of need the armor more than anything else. Now, we're still using the armor from the first floor and feather armor, which is, you know, kind of getting outclassed, but you know what? It's still working. I'm gonna keep using it until it starts to fail me, like, badly. And we reach another room with a chasm. This room has no purpose whatsoever. Not even later in the game. This room is completely and totally pointless. You can use it to... The encounter rate's kinda high in here, so you could use it to grind, I guess. It's kinda out of the way, though. Yeah, man, people gain ninja levels on me. It's just... Well, they gain levels, but I just never noticed for some reason. We got Form Key Max. I think I want to work towards Party Heal next. That's going to take a lot of work. Or we could try to go... We don't really need Resurrect. Resurrect would be really nice and all, but I think I want Party Heal first. Usually I go for Resurrect first. I'm not sure which one I want to go first. I'll have to think about it. Maybe somebody can help me out with that. Let's get Singularity to 1. Singularity to 1 is like the best thing ever, because now you can tell the weaknesses of enemies. As I will demonstrate in the next fight where we can demonstrate that. Which will be about now. So, like, for example, we can prove that the Venom Shrimp is indeed weak to fire by throwing fire at him. Like so. You heal a small beep. Now signify that the enemy is weak to your attack and has taken extra damage from Singularity. Very nifty. Very, very nifty. We'll just use regular attacks to take down the rest of the fight to preserve TP. And we are good to go. Poisons everybody, but it doesn't matter because he's the last one alive, and we move on. We're going to continue exploration of the first stratum. Kazu's still going to be here, except he's going to wish us luck and let us move on. He's also still going to be kind of a crossed person, but whatever. We don't really mind him. Run into our first FOE. This is the first FOE. This is what I think is the easiest FOE. It's the Fury Horn that is right in front of us. I find them to be the easiest FOE, if I'm honest, because of their tendency to follow a very set pattern that's very easy to exploit and thus to avoid, thus to stay in the fight, and definitely thus to not get killed, you know. I think Fury Horns are like the easiest FOE in the game. In my first playthrough of this game, I actually assaulted one of those to prove that I could do it. Just to prove that I could do it. And actually still move on to the rest of the floor okay. And I think some people were shocked by that. But not this time around. We can see a shortcut from this side of the river over here, actually. So marking the river as walls. We just treat them as walls that you can see over. And we can see that there's this here. And we could try to map further, but that's too much effort. We can follow this FOE around this bend. There's gonna be more cataracts, more stuff in the way. Run into a fight with double link starry slug sets. We'll just have people assault those links as I try to figure out exactly how to get this guy's conditional again. I think it's kill with Volt. I hope it's kill with Volt. Better be kill with Volt. Yes, it's kill with Volt. Okay, cool. Starry Slug gives you his conditional when you kill him with Volt. That's awesome. There's a shortcut over there. We gotta map it from here. As you can see, it's something like this, and the shortcut's right there. Duly noted. Let's move on. Now, the east side from here, while interesting, is not really interesting right now. I'm going to go that way later. You'll know when. So we're gonna go this way. The way that isn't a dead end, essentially, because I played this game before. Another moon door over here, that's great. We can mark that up. There isn't a locked door icon like there was in EO2. I'm kind of used to having locked door icons in EO2 and EO4. but not in this game, so just mark it as the moon door and move on. Across the bridge. We're gonna do some really fancy stuff around here. Okay, we can see a bend from right down here, and you could map ahead. I don't feel like it is going to be my excuse. Alright, meet the devilfish. He is just like the fangfish, except even stronger, and he can summon them. Now, when there is 4 enemies on the field, they will not summon more fanged fish. At least I hope not, because I don't think they can support 6 enemies on the same team. I could be wrong. So what we're going to do is we're going to kill one of the devilfish first to make sure that that doesn't happen in the future. You get their conditional by killing them with fire. But predicting, I have trouble predicting when they're going to be dead, so let's just worry about killing them first. We do a really good amount of damage to Kira. That's actually kind of scary. Like, that's really scary. We'll kill that guy with fire. I'm gonna bodyguard Kira, because she looks like she's just gonna drop. No, we can use guard tactic. Let's use guard tactic. Use guard tactic from fire there. Yeah, these guys do a lot of damage. Okay, once again, we're gonna reserve fire for that guy. We don't really need that much of his conditional. I'm just gonna get like 2, and then we're going to just focus on killing him instead of, you know, farming his conditional item. Okay, I'll show you more of him if he ever tries to summon his friends, which he will eventually, trust me. Monarch March will heal off all those wounds. I believe somebody leveled. Not really. And so we continue on. Okay, we come across some more roads here. There's a door that way. There's some doors over here. There's doors everywhere, bro. And which way do we go? Well, I remember one of these being a camp spot. We can take advantage of that real quick and get Zero back up. No, this isn't the camp spot. For some reason I thought there was a camp spot here. Huh. Oh well. This is a mine point. No, there's only one camp spot on this floor. It's over here. It's like right there. Like perfect. Bam. That's the camp spot on this floor. So we're just gonna have to go with the fact that we don't have any of that and just go this way. Actually, let's go this way and unlock this shortcut first. Just because I'm paranoid that we might not be able to do this later. Okay, there we go. Yep. Whenever there's enough space available, he will try to summon fish. Up to 4 fanged fish can exist on the field at the same time. So if there's space for them to summon 2 of them, then they will summon 2 of them. That's all there is to it. The rest of this is simple potatoes. They also have a tendency to drop a lot of items. Let's get this shortcut out of the way. This trip won't be that long. We're just gonna try to get a treasure box that's in this loop over here. And then we're gonna call it quits. Because we did Mara Oceano today. That took maybe 5 minutes of time. Maybe 3, you know. I don't know. Let's just quickly map around this little bend. This time we didn't have to worry about actually confronting a rage slope or whatever they're called in this game. But last time I did this, I encountered the rage slope and I still managed to get to this point in the labyrinth, so they're not that hard. Let me just play it safe and wait for the FOE. Reverse some more mud. And he's continued on in the circle. This is a treasure room with formaldehyde, if I'm right. Also, by the way, since the last LP I've learned how to pronounce formaldehyde. Meet the Great Anaconda. He's kind of the boss monster of this floor. He's not the one you want to be running into. He's weak to ice, so we're going to take advantage of that. We're gonna blink some fire over here. We really only have time for one spell, so let's just hold on to that. Headbound Vincent, that's not very convenient. Let's continue whittling this Titan Aram down with Bodyguard Gandra to make sure she isn't randomly nuked. Hopefully Zera isn't targeted by the headbound attack. No, she just got attacked. Good. Very nice. Do some more attacking. Gandra got smacked. It's not very pleasant either. And this is where things get difficult. Defense, healing. I don't know if we have the guard tactic. We do have the guard tactic, so we can do this. Attack. 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 Oh, no. You still have to heal Gandra. That's not optional. Guard tactic. Attack. Attack. The Great Anaconda is a really kind of a mean enemy. He resists physical attacks, he inflicts headbind on your mages to prevent you from casting magic on them. He's weak to ice, which you may or may not have, and he's really just kind of a jerk, isn't he? It's not that hard, but when they come in sets of 2s is when they become really scary, because they could just nuke somebody. And that's no fun. I think he's within kill range. He should be. The music went hardcore. Oh man, I love that song. And we got a Sharp Fang, very nice. We need 4 of those in order to get access to a nice shiny sword. That's going to take a while. Or whatever. The club, the crushing club. Formaldehyde. Very useful stuff. It lets you get things. Formaldehyde is a very interesting item. If you use it, you get the rest of the conditional... If you kill enemies on the turn you use Formaldehyde, you get their conditionals. It applies to all monsters, and it's insanely good for helping you get conditional items that you can't necessarily get. Also, items 55 out of 60, that's scary. So it's a very useful item. We're gonna have to do-si-do around here just a little bit. Nope! Nope! Nope. Okay, cool. And we're going to move on. What was I just talking about? Okay, Formaldehyde is very useful for getting items you have no ways of getting it. For example, if you don't have means to find something, you can use Formaldehyde and get the conditional anyway. Or if you want to get Narmer's conditional super early, you can just use the Formaldehyde and get his conditional super early. Not that you'll be able to afford the weapon it provides, but, you know, worth a shot. Get the leg hammer. And... that's essentially all we can do. We're kind of out of item space, Zera's out of TP, we just need to bail. Nobody died today though, so that was awesome. So hey there, no, we're gonna sell all this stuff first, of course. Shopping. Slashing Nail is gonna give us access to Cyrus's Blade. We don't have any person who really likes using swords, so that's no good. This is also gonna give us a sword, Scramasax. It's a very common sword in video games, I don't know what it is about it. Sharp Fang's gonna give us access to Athletal. Violent Comb's gonna give us access to the Fortune Book. Staircase is gonna give us access to something. Pseudopod is gonna give us access to anything. Steel Shells is gonna get us access to the Javelin, next tier weapon, that's good. Repeater Bow, that's good. The Pete Leg isn't gonna give us anything, that isn't gonna give us anything. Nothing else is really gonna give us anything. I'm gonna go ahead and buy that Spear, because it looks very tempting. It has 2 slots on it too, that's nice. Sell away this Mechana and Short Spear, they're just kind of getting in the way. The Wisdom Book isn't helping very much either. I need to remember to get Quint off screen to get that back on him. What was I doing? Oh yes, I wanted to see if I can show you guys how to forge things. Oh yeah, we have some extra steel shells laying around, so... essentially how forging works is that you use items that you found in the labyrinth or to gather the weapon, and you can forge it with things. Vitality will increase defense, etc, etc. So over the game we've already encountered 6 hammers, including the leg hammer that we just got. So this can be a very useful thing. We're not going to really apply anything to this javelin, because I don't think it's worth it, but can totally do it for other things. Okay, did we get anything else? That isn't available to us yet. This is kind of good, not really. We didn't really get any other next tier weapons. This is nice for Vincent because it gives him a lot of luck, but he can't use it in the Phoenix Book at the same time, so it's like, why? The Fortune Book isn't without uses later on, though. You do some pretty tricky things with Shogun farmers. Nothing really else. We didn't get any other next tier weapons that any of my characters can use. The Crushing Club is still not available. The Palish and the Javelin will do us a lot of good, though, and we won't get Vincent's next best item for a long time, and Zera's pretty good, so I think we're actually really good on weaponry. I might just need to figure out what to do about that armor situation. So hey there everyone, this has been Life. As always, I thank you for watching. Next time we're going to continue more at the 4th floor, probably get the rest of it, except for Narmer. I'm going to see you guys then. Bye bye!